How's it going, everyone? It's Bomberman Dan with Clan Dino Gaming, bringing you game number 2 of the best of 3 between QuanticSase and EGThorzain at the Red Bull Battlegrounds LAN in Austin, Texas. I got it right this time. We have Thorzain in the top right hand spawn of Cloud Kingdom, and we have QuanticSase in the bottom left hand spawn of Cloud Kingdom. In the last game, we saw Thorzain go with some very strong build timings and whatnot. Got his nice bio ball going, got some ghosts in there, and just did a very good amount of damage to Sase. We saw some very nice EMPs and very nice micro there by Thorzain, just doing a ton of damage. Sase, on the other hand, going with an early robo build, trying to get this Colossus out, missed up a little bit, kind of overextended himself when he attacked and ended up losing 3 Colossus. 2 of which was kind of inevitable, but the 1 was an accident, so a little bit of a misstep there by Sase, and then transferring into High Templar, and then Archon Zealot, and trying to just combat Thorzain as much as possible, trying to, get those High Templar storms going, maybe the feedbacks on the Ghost, but ended up being overtaken there by Thorzain with a very strong unit composition. And something interesting last game, Thorzain did not go for his 4th, really, kind of at all. He waited, he had his 3rd mining for a very long time, and just really could have taken a 4th whenever he so desired, but decided not to. Sase, on the other hand, was kind of pressured all game, got his 3rd a little later than he would have liked, and kind of set him back a little bit. But nevertheless, good play there. We see Thorzain deciding not to wall in again. Maybe we'll go for that fast command center that we did see last game. But he does have a pretty interesting position here, a little bit of a wider gap, I would say, than Metropolis. A bunker kind of here would kind of open up an area here for some Stalkers results. Running a bunker up in the front kind of leaves you, if they can walk past or, force field off, your SCVs aren't very close to the bunker. So it's just kind of a tougher position here for Thorzain if he wants to kind of early command center, and that's exactly what he's doing. He is off a little bit. He can move this in, but it's just like because that probe was blocking him, he did not want to waste any time. It will be faster to just pick it up and move it. They kind of wait for that probe to get out of there. So I kind of like that play by Thorzain. Or he could be going for something where a little bit of a longer mining distance. We put a bunker there, kind of prevent the attack from here, but the SCVs would be open. Maybe an interesting build, but I doubt we'll see that. He'll probably just pick it up and move it. On the other hand, we see Sase doing the pretty typical build that he did last game. Got that gas going that we saw, going for 2-2 or 2-3, and that way he can get that early Stalker out and go for Cybernetics or Warp Gate technology at the Cybernetics core at the same time, which is very beneficial because it looks like he did go 2 Zealots first. He will be going with a Stalker, which in my opinion is better harassment there against the Terran player. With 1 Stalker, he'll be able to easily take out these 2 Marines and really just put a ton of pressure here on Thorzain. So I like that a lot more, and it looks like he will be deciding to go for the Nexus pretty early again. Even though he has not scouted the command, or he did scout the command center, he just wanted to make sure he got that Stalker out and will be able to produce units as much as possible. I do like that that sentry going out there pretty early to get that energy going up. And it looks like he will keep it down here on the low ground. I figured he would keep it up top so he could force field off, just in case any Marines decided to come over. But it looks like that bunker would finish up, and Sase does know that that bunker is done, and will decide to back off. And it looks like he is keeping his command center kind of out. Whereas, there we go. He is moving it in. I kind of thought he might have forgotten, but he did not, and that goes right there. We do have Sase moving back with his Stalker, deciding that attacking would not be too good right now. The 2 sentries out here very early, so he can put some force fields down in this choke, but it is a very large choke, so I would not be surprised to maybe see a building or 2 go down here, or maybe just even a pylon, just to kind of make this choke a little bit smaller, to prevent, a big swarm of units coming in here. And our Warp Gate technology is almost done. We do have the 3 gateways on the way. We have no robotics facility, sorry, going down, or is that, there we go, the robotics facility is down. So kind of the build that we saw last game there by Sase, getting that robo down pretty at a pretty good timing, so that way, as soon as the Marauders start to come out, which we are seeing just right now, he should be fine until then to get those Immortals going. and maybe some Warp Prism harass like we tried to see Sase do last game. Unless I missed it, I do not believe he got any good warp-ins, but it could have just been my observing skills were not up to par. It looks like Sase is going to have these 3 sentries down here to kind of defend his base. The Stalker doing very good map control there, and it looks like we will have a push. No, it does not look like we will have the push here by ThorZain. That push could have been kind of deadly here because Sase does not have that much. He doesn't have the ability to warp in a lot of units though, which could be some disastrous for ThorZain. But it looks like ThorZain is just going to sit back and decide to go for a missile turret here. Because the Twilight Council is there. I wonder if he got a good scan off. And it looks like a very good read there by ThorZain. Deciding to get that missile turret here because we have a Dark Shrine here. And I guess in deciding, instead of going for a High Templar, which is a little more gas heavy than Dark Templar, because you have to get the Twilight Council, which is a 200, or Twilight Council, yeah, and then you have to get the Templar Archive, sorry, which is 200 gas, as well as you have to research Psionic Storm to make your Templars basically good on their own. And that's another 200 gas, so very gas heavy there. We could be using that gas to build a robotics bay, maybe, to get some Colossus and DTs, kind of like a double threat there. But it looks like this Observer will come in here and spot a lot. We'll see the Starport with the with the Raptor and the 2 Medivacs here about to pop. We do have Zealot Charge here on the way for Sase, so he's going to be trying to go for that Archon Zealot earlier this game. Instead of going for Colossus, he's going to sort of bypass that. I mean, it looks like we won't have any Immortals out here. The Immortals doing a ton of damage against the Marauders, that nice 40 damage against the armored units, but it looks like that won't happen. It looks like ThorZain is going to be going for his 3rd here soon. We'll probably turn that into a orbital command and then float it over. Sase, though, going with a 2 Zealot drop, he might be warping in 2 DTs at the same time so that he has the occupancy of 4 gateway units there. And that way he is going to force a scan, and there is a DT going down there, so a good read there. And it looks like that DT is going to be going straight into the mineral line and is going to force a scan, but we do not have any energy on either orbital commands. Actually, this orbital command does have the chance to scan, but will he scan? And it looks like he's going to stop a lot of mining time and kill a Marauder, so some very nice play there by ThorZain, but ThorZain is going to push forward with his small army, and it looks like he's going to get Sase out of position. We have a Guardian Shield go up, some very nice force fields there trapping him for those Zealots, some Zealot Warpins in the back, but it looks like will he be able to hold a very nice force field there? Is going to split his army up there. And then Marauder on hold position. Very nice there for ThorZain, preventing those Zealots from going any farther. And it looks like Sase will probably be able to hold this up because a scan did go down, but it was not in range of that DT, and it actually is right now. But a very nice play there. We do still have more of a drop here with some DTs killing off that missile turret and doing a ton of damage. So ThorZain taking quite a bit of hit here, and it looks like there is no mining going on in the main. There's DT back there doing a ton of damage, but he does not have a lot of units here, and if he does get these units back here, tons of SCVs pulled here to try to do a ton of damage. So Sase doing a ton, warping in even more units, trying to end the game now, and it looks like he's just going to move a ton of units back here. The DT is moving backwards to see if he can get them there. We do have Stalkers being warped in, sniping the Medivacs, just doing a ton of damage here. 2 Medivacs in the back, but a decent Bio Ball there with Medivacs, and some very nice play there. Another scan goes down, but it looks like he will be taking those. Very nice play there by Sase, turning those Dark Templars into an Archon as soon as he can. But it looks like ThorZain is kind of in a troubled spot here. He needs to take out this Warp Prism because there's just going to be a never-ending warping of units here, because Sase's economy was not touched by that attack that he did. And it looks like Sase is going to be doing a ton of damage, but it looks like ThorZain might be able to hold this off. He's going to have to scan again because there are even more DTs out here, and it looks like ThorZain will hold for now, and that was very, very close there. Will he get the Warp Prism? The Warp Prism is going to warp in more units. And we do have a DT around here somewhere, but it looks like he will be going for a scan here. Does he have any energy for a scan? He does not. So this DT is going to wreak havoc. There is the scan that he just used from an orbital command. And another DT in the mineral line, just doing a ton of damage here to the SCVs. And ThorZain kind of in a tricky spot here. He does not have a lot of units. He has kind of badly injured there. This barracks isn't even done. He does have a remarkable amount of SCVs mining still. So I'll say pretty much on equal footing there in terms of economy. with income favoring Sase slightly, but with some mules, ThorZain should be able to make that up. So not too much of a problem there. And sorry, wrong button. And workers killed it is 38-6 and 75 units to 47 favoring Sase. So Sase in a very nice position here. Kind of just sitting back, deciding to go for his third base, realizing he is kind of in a nice position here. Means he did take a lot of production of ThorZain's. ThorZain having to rebuild a lot of what he had, has to build missile turrets, and is going to be going for that that armory there. And it looks like we will be having a Twilight, or a Templar Archives down here with Psionic Storm being researched to get those nice storms going there. But we will have a Medivac drop here by ThorZain in the main. It could catch Sase off guard. That scan kind of is a good indication of whether or not that's going to happen, but we do have a small Bioforce there going down. And there it goes. Sase with a nice pull there of his probes there. Will not be losing any of that, but this pylon here is doing a lot. It looks like he will be sniping the Templar Archives, and there goes that. He will not have Psionic Storm there, so the Storm will not be ready. Kind of an Artosis pylon there. Will be doing a lot. Nice feedbacks on the Medivacs, but they did not have that much energy. A nice warp in of Stalkers is going to prevent any escape from here. So it looks like he will be losing this small army, but really delayed a lot of everything. These three gateways aren't powered. The Templar Archives was sniped. Psionic Storm was almost done being researched, so not very good there. And another drop here, or a smaller drop, or maybe the units just moved down there for ThorZain. But still, trying to get this third up there, Sase, trying to get going. ThorZain, on the other hand, deciding that he has to make up for that kind of brutal attack that he just received. So it looks like he will be going for more Medivac drops, just trying to keep Sase kind of back at his base so that he can recover to really start mining and get everything that he wants. We do have a Ghost Academy on the way for Sase. Or sorry, for ThorZain, to try to get those nice EMPs going, because that's exactly what he needs in this situation. He doesn't really have much to combat this force. I really like this decision of keeping one DT in there, doing an absolute ton of damage against any unit ever, really. And he's going to have to force scans there, but he probably will scan anyhow just because of the thought of DTs. And there will be a drawback here in Sase's natural. The SC, or the probes need to be pulled, but they can be pulled to the third, so he's not in a bad position, forcing Sase to move his entire army back because he knows he cannot warp in enough units to really take care of that. If he did have a High Templar, he could have feedbacked that. So kind of a bad position there. He did pull probes to try to kill that, and the Zealots did cause ThorZain to move back, but can he catch us with his Templar? The feedback does kill it, so a very nice play there. We do have this observer in ThorZain's base, just kind of checking on everything. So I'll say one base up on ThorZain still, but ThorZain's still holding in there. Not too much of a supply difference, and it looks like we will have a couple Colossus out here. So again, as I was saying before, some DTs, some Archons, some High Templars, and some Colossus, just a little bit of mixture of both, really forces the Terran player to be like, alright, well, I need to make this, I need to make that, I need to make, you know, the Vikings for the Colossus, I need to make the Ghost for the Templar units, and, you know, it just sort of becomes a troublesome there, because especially for Sase, he only really needs two structures. I mean, he needs his gateways, and he needs his robo facilities there to kind of pump out everything he needs, while ThorZain's gonna have to be like, all right, well, I need to use more reactors, I mean to use more tech labs to get those Marauders going and those Ghosts going, but I also need to have a reactor, and instead of making Medivacs, I need to make Vikings, because if I don't make enough Vikings, those Colossus are just gonna tear me apart. So it's really just kind of an interesting position there for ThorZain. And ThorZain is going to spot this this army here of Sase's. This command center might actually be taken out. A nice EMP there for ThorZain. And it looks like that command center will be going down, and Sase deciding to retreat to let those shields regenerate, because some very, very nice EMPs by ThorZain, really pushing him back. And it looks like if he can get these Colossus out here, a nice Colossus push here, maybe two Colossus, will be doing a lot. We do see Zealots all around here for Sase, deciding that, you know, he will not get harassed anymore by any of these drops, because it's really just kind of keeping him back from attacking and putting pressure down on ThorZain. ThorZain getting 3-3 here, never skipping on those upgrades. We do have personal cloaking going down for the Ghosts, which will make them just as effective. We will have a planetary going down here, so we can pull all these SCVs and really hold this ram very well. So Thorzane kind of in a good position, especially from all that harassment coming back. We do have a Templar coming in here and just feedbacking a Ghost, so kind of an interesting play there, sort of a trade. By Sase, deciding to, snipe some Ghosts there. And it was Sase is going to be putting another proxy pylon down here, sort of farther away. Hopefully Thorzane will not spot that. If Sase is lucky. We do have most of our army just chilling here, but if you can get some Colossus going, definitely doing a lot of damage here, because Thorzane will have to start producing Vikings, and that will really just cut production of Ghosts and Marauders that he really just kind of needs against like this big beefy army right here. But Sase does have all of his shields back, so if he wants to attack soon, he can. He does have this nice army here. I wonder if he's just going to keep that back here. A drop by Thorzane in Sase's third, and it looks like he will be okay. A nice snipe there. Very good decision making there, and it looks like Sase is going to just sort of take the middle of the map, leaving Thorzane to sort of build up an army, which is kind of a risky situation. I would say Sase had an early-ish lead with those nice drops from that War Prism, but sort of kind of gave it up there, letting Thorzane take this third, especially because Sase is only on 3 base as well. Should maybe decide to get a 4th here soon, because he was definitely had map control for quite a while, and was sort of in a position there. He really needed to keep Stalker 2 back at his base to sort of try to keep those units away. And it looks like there will be a big engagement here. Some nice snipes going down. The Archons that get taken out. Very nice force, and Thorzane GG's right there. So some very nice play there by Sase and Thorzane. Sase taking the 2nd game off of Thorzane in this best of 3. So it's 1-1, and there is the end of game 2. So come back for game number 3 of this best of 3.